Hi, everyone. Hopefully everybody could hear me. If so, please, someone let me know. Want to make sure the mic is working. I'm going to be making a custom art brush. Really? Okay, let me try to turn off music just in case. I'm kind of close to the mic. Normal sounds? Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks, Steve. I'm going to try to do one of the characters for my book today using Adobe Illustrator, which is what I made most of or all the book and all the illustrations anyway. And I'm just going to be creating a little custom brush. And I'm just going to select some black. If anybody has any questions, I'm by no means an expert, but I do use the Adobe products daily, primarily for TV graphics. But while doing this character, I'd be glad to answer any questions. So I'm going to make the nib, or the brush, I should say, and just taking the ellipse tool and making a little black circle, and then taking my anchor point tool and just pinching the two outer points. So I'm selecting this shape and I'm going down to my brushes and clicking new brush, selecting art brush, hitting OK. And that's the default. It puts it at 100 scale, which I usually end up adjusting and actually just duplicating and making 3 or 4 different sizes, I guess. So right now, this brush here, which I'll call 100 for 100%, is the one I'll be using. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and you can delete this one once you've got your brush. I'm going to select the brush tool and just have no fill and a black stroke, and you get this really nice line. Just tapers on each end. So I'm going to dump that. And start working on a face of someone, one of my backers for the book, who chose the reward where their face gets added as a coloring page. He sent me this picture, which is a pretty great picture. And I'm going to try to work on this one a little bit today. So I've got him on a layer. I'm going to reduce the opacity down to about 30 something. Just a second here. I'm going to zoom in. And I know my brush point is going to be way too big for this, as you can see right there. So I'm just going to duplicate it. And this one I'm going to bring down to about 50. See how that is. And like that. So I've got 100 copy, which I'll now title 50. And this one will make it 25. See how that looks. I'm going to go down also to a 12 or so. Let's do 15. So Weird Ass Faces is a coloring book made up of these faces that are inspired from wacky packages, weirdos, a lot of stuff I was that I picked up when I was younger, and certainly had an influence on me. I've since done some sketch work for tops for wacky packages, which was fun. Wacky packages was always a big favorite of mine from my childhood. So we're going to start on his face, and I'm going to try to exaggerate his features and make it as odd as I can make it, with hopefully still resembling him. Okay, let's do a even thinner one. I'm going to go down to 8. This will be 8. This was what, 15? Yeah. Gonna kind of give him a little bit of a, because of the way his hair is, I'm gonna kind of just do a cone shape. Let's go with the 15. I'm on the wrong layer here. And these custom art brushes are really nice for, I mean, it's just nice line work, but it's especially nice for hair. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. And a lot of the faces that are in my book went through several versions, so this probably will not be the one to end up in the book. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to. I keep forgetting to look over at the chat, though. And just like anything else on Illustrator, you can come in and adjust your points if you like. I'm going to bring the opacity up just a bit on this. There. this reward is this level of reward is already sold out. I had 3 of them, and hoping I get as interesting photos as Gavin sent me for his. This is fun. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make a 3 as well. We're gonna title them 3. Might just take this whole eye, just stretch it a little bit. So you can pick up the book for $8 for an $8 pledge plus shipping. I think within the U.S. is like $3 or so. And there should be, if we get funded, it should be about 38, 40 or so faces, including the people like Gavin here, who the 3 who took that reward tier. So we got this going so far. Steve, I don't know if you're still there, you can hear me, but yeah, Basil is pretty cool. I grew up with a lot of the Mad Magazine stuff. Um, and like I said, definitely wacky packages. My brother and I had tons of Weirdo stuff, which I see is kind of, they've reissued a lot of those model kits, which is pretty cool. We used to do a lot of model kits. Okay, I'm gonna start doing his beard with the thinner point. No, maybe this one here. Yeah, a lot of fun to do hair with these brushes. What? I'm just using a Wacom Intuos 4, I think it is. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm in my late 40s. And I think that was just a good time, especially I grew up in Brooklyn. And a lot of my friends of similar age didn't get into those things as much, or really a lot of them don't even know of them. But my brother and I really were immersed in all that stuff, as I think most of the kids growing up in our neighborhood were. I know my school, my elementary days, every kid had wacky packages uh, stuck onto their book covers or whatever. It was pretty big back then for us. See what he's looking like. Might be looking a little too normal, I think. But as I said, this one may not be the one to end up in the book. I do want to see if maybe I can do a garbage pail kid or something like that. I just finished some sketch card work on the latest set that was Adam Geddon. I'm hoping to be able to do some base card work for wacky packages soon. The great thing about this picture is you don't quite see his ears, which makes it pretty funny. You can see a little bit of it here. Let me grab this. The daughter's creeping in the room. Might be funny to just show that one ear. So now I'm gonna reverse the stroke to the fill and just grab the pencil tool and fill in some of this hair. She just ran out. And then go back to the, brush. Let's see what he looks like. Let me put it side by side now. Now the thing when you use this art brush is that you can't change the color on it. I mean, you could take it in later to Photoshop or whatever and you know, do something to it. But if, for example, to show the highlights of his hair, I'm probably gonna have to create a white one. This might be a little too, let's see. So I'm going to create a white one now for that purpose. Just make a little, make a new layer. Just make a little ellipse. Grab the anchor point. You really don't even have to pinch it. It'll still taper when it's an art brush. but an old art director of mine showed me that trick, and that's how I tend to make them. So with it selected, I'm going again, new brush, art brush, and there it is. Delete this. Oh, let's see. See, this may not be what I'm after here. No, that's not working. Thanks, Stephen. I have to rethink this a little bit. I think I might just do something like this. I've been making the I already did a few test prints on some of the faces I've got done, and I'm doing them at 400 DPI. Illustrator is vector based, so I can bring this into any sized Photoshop file and just size it to fit, and there won't be any loss. But the Photoshop page, I'm using Photoshop and then Adobe InDesign to create the final book. My Photoshop documents are at 400 DPI. But again, this is vector here, so none of that really is pertinent to the Illustrator image. Photoshop has a few nice brushes, and you can do shape dynamics and get a similar look. But I like working in Adobe Illustrator just for the fact that it is vector based, a vector image. This will be my third coloring book, by the way. If you search me on Amazon, you'll find my other books, and I just try to, I just try to create something that's a little different, not as intensely detailed oriented as some of the popular coloring books are now. And my previous one was a story and coloring book. It's called Nosferatu's Christmas in New York, and maybe I'll show it here in a minute. But you can see that on Amazon. My store has my online store through my website zerostreet.com has, I don't know if Nosferatu's on there yet, but I've got my other books listed there. I was hoping Gavin, the subject of this, would have joined us today. Thanks. Yeah, this is I forget. Let me turn this over. This is an Intuos 4. Yeah. A Cintiq would be nice. I don't have a Cintiq. Something that I've always thought of, hopefully think to get, at some point. You know, I'm kind of used to drawing on the Cintiq, but it just, I mean, on the Intuos, but being able to just actually do it on the screen's got to be so much better. So let me delete this. Let me grab my books a second here. I'll be right back. Maybe I'll do it on my phone here. This and this. Yeah. These are some of my, let me see how we can see this. This is my previous Kickstarter, Strangewise #9. This is a proof, I think. Yeah. This is a proof. I created a completely fake pulp book from cover to cover. It's got fake ads, an editorial, a letter column, stories, all of it written and illustrated by me. Bourbon or whiskey ad. Rum ad on the back. This was a successfully funded Kickstarter. Some of my tiki art. Even has an excerpt from a non-existent book. So this was my previous one. It's also available on Amazon. This is Nosferatu's Christmas in New York. It's a grayscale coloring book and story. And I put this out just before Christmas last year. And this is my art book from a few years back. It's still available on Amazon. Sketches, digital art, and really mainly a lot of my tiki art. Do a lot of apes. All these are available on Amazon. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and add some black here with the pencil tool. I'm going to do it on a separate layer just in case, so I don't mess up any of the line work. So with the pencil tool and a black fill, I'm just going to go ahead and add some darker areas where that art brush just doesn't quite. I mean, you could fill it in, but you'd have to do a lot more work than this. On this, what I tend to do is just draw a line and come right back and connect to it. Then I often have to come in and fix these kind of points here. And, you know, give them a little shadow under the nose. select white and come back and give a little highlight. Hey, Tom. Thanks for popping in. Hoping it gets me somewhere. So I'm just going to fix some of these brow creases. I was hoping some of the people from the Garbage Pail or Wacky Packages Facebook pages would pop in. Maybe suggest someone to draw. I'm starting to like this. So this may, with a little bit more work, this may end up as the one I use in the book. Let's bring them back up to 100%. Let's work on his shirt a little bit. Again, I'm going to just grab the pencil tool and just give him some fabric lines here. Yeah, I'll have to work on that a bit later. Maybe cut off right about here anyway. All right, so I'm going to save that. Wow, I worked the whole time without saving. Not something you should do. Actually, I wanted to show a bit how I color, which these are not going to be in color, but it's fun to definitely color in Illustrator. Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Prices come down on those at all? They've always been pretty pricey. I know a lot of people, a lot of artists are using the Surface Pro. Yeah. What I don't think I know what that is. I'd have to look that up. I'll check that out in a bit. Can't quite tell what color eyes he has. I need to ask him, but well, no, I don't need to ask him. The book's in black and white. Make him blue. Whoops. There. Try to do another one of these before the campaign's done. So what kind of work do you do with that, Stephen? I don't know if you mentioned it. I didn't read it. But are you a graphic designer or an illustrator? Ah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember drawing a lot of Spider-Mans. I think for you, right, Tom? I think that was your favorite. Tom, do you remember? Would you? I remember you and I going to buy a lot of Star Wars toys, but were you into the wacky packages like my brother and I were, and the ugly stickers? Oops. Yeah, yeah, I remember that as well. Yeah, I still have some of my Star Wars, some of the stuff that came along with the Star Wars fan club membership from what was that, like 79 or 78? like a year or two after the movie came out. I still have some of that stuff. I've got the 8x10s that they would send out. I believe I've got Empire Strikes Back patch, I think it is. I still have some of that stuff somewhere. But I remember you and I, Tom, walk into a store. There was some sort of, I want to say it was more of a drugstore, maybe, but they sold. I remember a large bin filled with Star Wars toys, and you and I would go down there and buy one every. I remember doing it a couple times anyway. And I still have some of those too. So there, I'm going to call that one done for now. And I'm probably going to wrap up here in 10 minutes or so. Maybe I can just do a quick, I don't know, a wacky packages or something. Yeah, it was on Fifth Avenue, and I want to say it was like 8th Street. I seem to remember crossing 9th Street to get to this place. And I don't remember specifically the ones we bought, but I do know that I still have them all. Actually, let me put just a little bit of highlight in his hair. Let me make a brown, a light brown, or let's see, something like this. Scatter brushes are cool too. It just you can select a random scatter of whatever object it is you created. Is it really? I remember the toy store fondly. The one I want to say was like 12th Street or so, Fifth Avenue. A little too thick. Let's go with 8. Steve, were you into any of those, like the wacky packages, or just the maybe more of the Rat Fink stuff? All right, so I saved that as WP for wacky packages, and just to keep my brushes, I'm gonna just dump all that. Actually, you know what? Let me just move it all to the side. Just so it can be seen. Cool. Let's see. What should I one of my favorites here is A Jerks. Maybe I should do him. Let me call him up here. Nope. Let's see. Wacky Packages, a jerks. Is my dog is whining. He wants to go out. Let me see. All right. Let's zoom in a bit here. Let me grab this. Nope. Do that. And I certainly didn't deface any school property, Tom. I wouldn't want the nuns to get that idea. Yeah, I remember him. Do you know what became of him? Yeah, for sure. How do you like living in Florida? Yeah, I just I'm not still not a fan of the heat here. The summer heat, anyway. This time of year is nice. Yeah, I mean, we've got a pool, and the water I think is too cold for me anyway during the our winter months, which are not that cold, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's really nice from late September maybe to now February, March. It's really nice. Just working this really fast because I don't want to go too much over an hour. But you should definitely try Illustrator, Stephen. It's a lot of fun. Um, it's a different feel, of course, than illustrating in Photoshop. What football games? This is yes, this is CC 2015, I guess. Oh yes, I remember when your father came down and he went off and played golf one day, I believe, right? Did I ever see pictures from that time? I don't remember. Cool. I'd definitely like to see them. Why don't I recall seeing that? You tagged me on that? Yeah, Steve. I'm not sure if they do, but uh, I if that's the only way to get it, I guess it's going to be worth it. And thank you, Steve. Appreciate the support. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you everybody for watching, and there's still about 20 days, I think, or so left in the Kickstarter, and I certainly would appreciate the support. Thank you, and maybe I'll do one of these again in a few days. Bye.